My Islam actually came at a very young age. I had two uncles who were Muslim. When I was 9, 10, 11 years old, because the house that we lived in before my parents moved, my uncles used to take my brother and I to the Masjid with him as he was learning Arabic. So this is in 1957, 1958.
Wow. Which masjid was this?
Now that I don't remember the name of that masjid, but I know in the 50s the Muslims here in Philadelphia, and particularly the local Muslims, were very stealthily about their Islam. So when we went to the masjid, my uncle would put on a robe and a kufi inside the masjid, and before he left he would take it off. So in these years, we continued to go with my uncle to the masjid, and he was being taught Arabic. So the person who was there was teaching him Aleph, Bad, Tat, Bad, Jim, Had, Cat, like that. And these are things that I remember, and this was before I was 12. Okay, so that's where my introduction to Islam came about. My practice of Islam came about in the 70s. So I began to follow the Sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. 1974, I became a full-fledged practicing Muslim. And from that point on, I have not rescinded any. Okay, and I thank Allah for that, because it's only by the grace and mercy of Allah that these things happen like this. We got this building here in 1980. Okay, I had an aunt and uncle. My uncle died, and my aunt actually turned the building over to me in 1980. And it was in need of major repair. So we did some cosmetic work, and we got it so that we could come in. So in 1982 we began to pray in here. And also in August of 1982 we had the first Jummah here. And we've been, the doors have been open since then. The doors have been open since August 1982. And also we have had numbers of difficulties, you know, within the community, and because we were a new part of the community. There was no Muslims here in this community at that time. And also in Philadelphia at that time, Muslims were not as predominant as they are now. Okay, so, you know, we had, we didn't have any, no, there was no attack on us, but there was always the thought of, you know, who are these guys, and, you know, what are they doing, and, you know, so that kind of thing. So the neighborhood has changed dramatically since then. I mean, so if we say from 82 to 2015, the Muslims have grown from 1 to 2% to almost 80% now. Okay. The
80% of what?
80% Muslim. From the 2%
of this area?
In this area.
You know, I remember in the 80s when I used to go to Dobbins High down the street. I used to walk past this masjid, walk past here, and I would see, you know, brothers out here, and they dove, and I would see the kind of unity and the kind of camaraderie that they had among themselves. And I always admired it. It was something that I always felt attracted to, you know. And come years later, you know, I actually am a member of this masjid, and, you know, it just all came full circle for me. Masjid in this community has been somewhat of an oasis, you know, for people like myself who've come here throughout the years, you know, and have been the beneficiaries of the Imam's wise counsel, you know, his concern for the community, and his concern for, you know, cultivating good mannerisms, generosity, kindness to the neighbors. You know, if you watch the Imam, all of the neighbors kind of speak to him, know him. It's like he's the mayor of 22nd Street. So this place, you know, is special. We would love to see this place here, this masjid here for the next unforeseeable future, for the foreseeable, unforeseeable future, you know, but we need to do some things to support the masjid. And we hope that, you know, people will be supportive in this effort to keep Masjid al-Hashar functioning and vibrant for the next 100, 200 years.
You know, been around for 30 years or more to just be there for not doing anything. So the people in the neighborhood have actually said that they don't get robbed because that we're here. I mean, physically we've had people to say this. You know, so we are a protection for the neighborhood. We try to do our best to keep it clean in the neighborhood. We try to keep the difficulties away from the masjid, and the people are protected. The elderly in the block, they feel secure with us around, and we try to see to them. We help them when we can, and the food giveaway is for everybody. It's not any particular person. Actually, we just had a food giveaway last week. That was something that was very nice, and you know, the people who brought the food, they wanted it to be distributed. So I was kind of like elected as a distributor. And so we were able to reach some of the people, some of the needy people in the community, you know, in this community and also in the outside community also. And we have the 5-time Salah here, and we have Jummah. Again, I mentioned from August of 1982, the doors have been open and have not been closed. We've been able to maintain ourselves here as a masjid. And nothing else has ever been here in this building from the time we've opened the door up until the present day that we've done that was different than being a masjid. There's been a masjid in the daytime and at nighttime. There has not been any other activities ever going on in here that did not have anything to do with Islam. Sometimes some places have daytime service and nighttime other things. Okay. We've been able to maintain this as a masjid from the very beginning. So what we have is we have a concrete establishment in this community. You know, even the people who are non-Muslim, they look out for us. So if somebody damages the property or anything like that, they let us know. So we've had that type of rapport with the neighbors in the neighborhoods from the very beginning. So we don't. It's not anything that the people are ashamed of or not protective of. So that's one of the things also that we've had in our favor that I'm going to say that's a plus also. Sometimes people are opposed to change or difference. This neighborhood has not been like that.
Masjid al-Hashar since 1992. The Masjid is a focal point of my life because where I came from the streets, and it really changed my life around, and it's a focal point for the community and for myself and my family. We've been trying to do things around here, you know, as far as like, you know, have camaraderie with the neighbors and stuff like that. And alhamdulillah, it's pretty good. We have a pretty good rapport with all the neighbors and the businesses in the community. And we have services for like when people die, we have perform services for that, and counseling for marriage, and we perform marriages here and other events like that, you know. And it's very, very important in my life as far as being a part of this masjid. And God willing, I wanted to keep being a part of my life until the day that I die. God willing.
like to have done. Our building, again, I mentioned, is over 100 and some years old. We need some structural damage repaired. The floors are sagging in both the second and the first floor. We need a roof on the building. We have leaking throughout the building. We have electrical work that we need done. Now, I know it's going to sound kind of funny. We've been getting by doing some of the work ourselves. So we don't have everything up to the standard that it needs to be. And I hope that this video doesn't expose us to the point where we have inspectors coming in and shutting the building down because of us not being up to code. But we've been able to maintain ourselves by ourselves. But we no longer need that. We need to be on the right side, the correct thing that we need to be doing so that the building is 100% safe. So that when the people come, they don't have to worry about different type of things that may be of some detriment to them. That's what we want to be safe on. So these are some of the things that we would like to do. Roof is leaking now. It just rained last night, the roof leaked. The structural repair that we need, the joists are sinking into the pockets that were filled with cement at one time. So we need to also make sure that we are getting those things done. These are some of the priorities. Cosmetics is not the thing that we're looking at right now. We're looking for some of the things that are priority number one. And if we have phases that we can do, we can show what's being done, what the effect of the building is right now, and what after the work is being done, how that has an effect on the building also. Prophet says that if you build a masjid or support or help you build a masjid in this world, Allah will build for you a masjid in the hereafter. So this is an opportune time for us to, as we're purifying our fast and also making some effort for our deen on a continual basis. Our effort here has been for 33 years, and we've continuously needed to have some things done, and by the grace and mercy of Allah, we've been able to do those things. Now we're asking from the public. Everything we've done thus far has been private. So we're asking from the public now to assist us in the upliftment, physical upliftment of the masjid, renovating, repairing some things that have been deteriorating, or as anything that deteriorates after some time. So now we are working to try to get some of these things done. Okay, so we're asking from the bottom of your heart, please support our cause. Not our cause, but our cause and your cause also. This is what it is. Each masjid, anywhere in the world is yours. And we're open here for all of the Muslims to be able to come to anytime. And we have people coming in from all over the world. So this is the type of effort we want to continue to do. Not just in my time, but also in time to come. Because this building will be continuing to be a masjid, whether we're here alive or we're not alive. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for support. Again, this is the first public outcry for financial help. And we have brothers and sisters. We have sisters who are part of this community. We all, not just men. It's men and women. And all of us are under the auspiciousness of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This is what he has suggested. He built the masjid in Mecca. He helped to build a masjid. Okay? We're trying to keep this masjid going. He was able to do what Ibrahim had already done. He repaired the masjid. We're looking for some repairs here. So brothers and sisters, please give donations. And give on a continual basis. We'd like to have it in the month of Ramadan because it's Ramadan and you can purify some things. But also the Adha is coming. And also the Zakat al-Mal is coming. So these are things that we look for that we can continuously have some income flowing in. This is some Sadaqah Jariyah, inshallah ta'ala. That thing will go on even after your death. So we again thank you. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to be able to